Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome to the 31 Media podcast. My name is Vaishnavi Nashte. I'm the marketing and PR manager here at 31 Media. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Liz Marsland, who's a health and well-being professional, and she'll be helping us understand more about a very important topic, which is well-being at work and how we can manage our posture and energy in workplaces. So, before we get started, Liz, we are very grateful to have you on the show. Would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Sure. Thank you very much for having me. It's really privileged to be here. My name is Liz Marsland. My company is Wellness and Health, and I'm a posture and energy management expert for corporate wellbeing. I'm a personal trainer and yoga teacher. So over the past 20 years or so, I've just developed from an athlete, I studied sports science, into becoming more interested in how to help people at work. I was offering massage with companies and offering wellbeing projects for them and wellbeing programs. And as I was working with them, I saw that everyone had the same kind of aches and pains at work and same kind of pain
Hmm.
points that I saw easy fixes for. So now it's become my passion to trying to improve wellbeing strategies and just offer advice where I can.
Oh, that's really nice. I can see how that sort of motivated you to get in the space of workplace well-being specifically. So, would you say that it's because of the clients you had in the past or the people that you interacted with that you thought that, okay, this is the space that I want to essentially go more towards?
Exactly that. So even all of my personal training clients, most of them come from an office-based background, and that was in South Africa and in the UK over the
Mm-hmm.
past 10 years or so.
Yeah,
And massage clients as well, all
yeah,
talking about their work environments and how they were sat, their kind of lifestyle throughout the day.
yeah.
Um, so I developed a posture workshop that I wanted to infiltrate companies with so I could directly educate people and the directors on how to improve that situation.
Yeah.
Um, it's almost like the culture that I saw was that people became in pain and then they were not scared, but it was the culture to just say, oh, yeah, I've got a bad wrist. Yeah, I've had that for 30 years. There's nothing I can do, kind of thing. So I thought that you shouldn't be in pain.
Hmm.
So it became, yeah, a bit of a mission, exactly that, to work with these people and see how I could, instead of
Yeah.
working per client when they're in pain, but how to prevent as a bigger picture that happening in the first
Mm-hmm.
place.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Great. And like to start with, like, how do you think posture really affects both our physical and mental well-being at work?
So that's a brilliant question. So most people that I see, and I don't know about yourself, people who are listening can think about it as well. If you think about what you're doing for most part of your working day, is it sat down or is
Yeah,
it running around? Is it moving? So most of the time,
absolutely
unless
in front of
you're
the
lucky,
desk.
yeah, exactly. And people laugh about it and they're like, yeah, of course, they're like 8 hours in front of the desk, and the harder I work, the better I am, that kind of thing. But when you're sat in that position, the proverbial hunched over, tight neck position, it just has an awful lot of negative health aspects to it. In fact, I heard a phrase when I got into this work, which is sitting, poor posture, or sitting as the new smoking for health risks. So those long
Right.
hours. So not
Yeah.
to scare you, but
Yeah, I
when
don't
you, I
smoke,
know.
but this might be a way of smoking, I guess.
And of course, like the smallest bit of pain, if you just have a headache, an eye strain or something, but you feel like you need to be in front of, in front of the computer and in this position,
Hmm.
because of work culture and because of expectations of you, etc. You get used to it, but it's not good. And if you have a little bit of pain or even foggy head or low energy, that
Hmm.
is your mental health, right? Because if you're not
Yeah.
feeling 100% fresh in your body, you're noticing the pain. So that's what I would strongly argue that your physical health is your mental health. Like they are not separate.
Hmm. Amazing. Perfect. And when you spoke about aches and pains, people usually feel like because as you mentioned that it becomes quite normal and we're normalizing the culture of working hard and being in front of the desk where people even forget that they've been sitting in front of the computer for like hours at a stretch, right? So they almost start
Exactly.
normalizing that it's okay to have aches and pains because I'm working hard. and that's all that matters. So can you like address this misconception and why it's important in today's age to sort of challenge this belief?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that, I mean, we'll talk about the different generations. We look at the boomers and now we look at the younger
Mm-hmm.
generations. The boomers had none of this kind of knowledge in terms of they weren't, it wasn't such a trend to go to the gym, and health wasn't such a buzzword. It wasn't such a trend in
Yeah.
those days. And now I think we'll probably all agree that we see our fathers, our grandparents suffering from that. So we can see it in front of us that, they never had health, they've got bad backs, they don't really know how to strengthen themselves. We're lucky in this age that we're so educated. We know so much. Now we know that cold water swimming and breath work, for instance, are
Mm-hmm.
things that benefit us and benefit our mental health. But we're doing these extra things outside of work. But why are we not looking at the 8 hours or 9 hours at
Yeah.
work? So the thing that I talk about in my posture workshop is that you can't outdo an 8 hour time of your body being in something with 1 hour of going for a run
Mm-hmm.
or doing something.
Mm-hmm.
It's about small and small things throughout the day that help prevent that. And like I said, the
Yeah.
mindset, it has to come from the top. So I think, I see all these employees, especially maybe the shyer ones, maybe the introverts, that you have to look at all personalities as well. There has to be something that caters for all personalities to feel comfortable to
Mm-hmm.
address this.
Yeah.
So I would say that it takes an external force outside of the company, like it's someone that or a company that people can trust to say,
Mm-hmm.
you know what, let's face, I've got this pain in my shoulder all day. That lady Liz Marsland said that isn't okay.
Yeah.
I think it's just people need to talk about it. Like it's not okay to
Mm-hmm.
have a headache all day. It's not okay to
Mm-hmm.
have a bad wrist. Yeah, when someone like myself or other physios or other health and wellbeing professionals can see very clearly what has caused it, I don't really understand why the companies are not helping their employees feel their best, because of course they have expectations on not presenteeism,
Yeah.
but lack of absenteeism and productivity and working hard and cost
Yeah.
investment. So all these keywords, it's very beneficial for
Mm-hmm.
companies from the top to see this issue. Um,
Yeah.
I think just talking about it and offering these kind of workshops so people are more aware of it and they can help encourage each other with the movements and the breathing and the stretching. And every half
Mm-hmm.
hour, they should be doing something just to help them.
Yeah.
Long answer, but
I Yeah, no, I completely agree with you because I think for me, when you mentioned it at the start that having that 1 hour in the morning or after work, it's not enough. That's basically the
Mm.
space that I am in right now. Like I
Mm.
sometimes get so caught up with work that I don't realize that, oh, I've been sitting in front of the computer for like so long. But I end up scheduling like maybe an hour for a run or maybe an hour for the gym in the mornings, and that's pretty much it other than maybe like getting lunch or something, in the afternoon. That's probably a few more steps in the
Yeah.
bank. But that's pretty much it. And it almost becomes very tough for me to even be like, okay, let's set up like reminders for like 5 to 10 minutes to like move because something can just come up. So like what would be your practical suggestions for, people like me who just very
Mm.
busy with their 9 to 5? Would you suggest them to have like reminders on their phone or like how would you suggest that?
Yeah, exactly. So there are some apps that can have habit trackers on and help and come up with reminders.
Yeah.
There's one called Stretch and Movements, and so you can download the Stretch and Movement app. I'll pop it in the link in this video as well. I'll send you the link to put on so people can see it. And it's something that you can set yourself for a certain time, and it comes up and reminds you. Just gives a little nudge and maybe gives you a stretch or a movement that you can do that's applicable to you there. It doesn't mean you just go out for a run. I think people think if they're moving, they need to do something extreme, yoga, running outside. But actually, there's so much you can do at your chair. So you can just stop. You can exercise your eyes. You can look around
Yeah.
just to give that long distance to your eye
Mm,
muscles. Take
yeah.
a deep breath. Roll your shoulders. Let it all go. There's simple
Mm,
things that we think we all know now
yeah.
from today's society. Like so many things you can do. A little twist on your chair, for
Yeah.
instance. Standing up,
Okay.
a few squats, sit back down.
Yeah, I'm gonna make everybody in the
Um,
office do squats now. Probably
absolutely.
yeah, I should do that, right?
Yeah. And even there's what I like to do with people that I see is give them those bands, those little resistance bands, the
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
circles, or even like the long ones. So
Yeah.
at your desk, you have them there, and you can just do these little chest openers to help
Ah,
fix your
yeah,
shoulders and open up the
yeah.
chest. And the ones around the loop ones, you can put around your knees. And if you're standing or sitting, you can just do some little leg kicks to the side, and you're
Yeah.
working your glutes all of a sudden, and you're
Mm-hmm.
becoming more aware of your body. So it's very, very simple things.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely recommend, of course, little clubs at work. Okay, we're all going for a run, let's go for a run or a walk. I think the walking is great. That it's so good that people are doing the exercise outside of work, or they're trying to reach 10,000, 15,000 steps. But I think it's for joints, it's about releasing that pressure. So if you're holding the mouse at a not 90-degree angle, for instance, or you're sat in a corner desk,
Mm-hmm.
that is the stuff that's what's harmful.
Mm.
And then aside from that,
Wow.
is if you think about how many organs are under your rib cage and inside, and you're just
Yeah.
sat on them, squishing them with no blood flow, that's a risk
Mm.
factor right there. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just learning how to get a little bit of movement throughout the day in
Mm-hmm.
easier ways,
Yeah.
before it gets painful. So yeah, so get the app, encourage people around you to do the same, make it a joke, so you can kind of keep it
Yeah.
going.
Absolutely. I think we can definitely mention the link in the description of this video so that people can get more information regarding the app. And moving on to the next question, I've heard that when you work out more, you have like more energy, which essentially helps you to be a bit more productive at work as well. But I want to hear from you, with your expertise, like what would be some practical tips for managing this energy and being consistent with it throughout a work day and throughout a work week?
Thank you. Yeah, great question. So there's a mixture of things. There's your nutrition, it's your movement, and it's your breath.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously how much rest you've had as well. So you need to make sure primarily that you have a good night's sleep. So there's a few things to do for that. Try and be consistent with the time you go to bed. You can get
Yeah.
the blue light glasses to help that, because
Ah,
the blue light from your screens actually produces
yeah.
delays when your melatonin is released in your brain. So
Mm,
when you finally close your eyes, it takes about an hour for the melatonin to get you into deep sleep. But
yeah.
the blue light glasses just help to stop that big gap.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you can get better sleep like that. Try and avoid screens before night.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated. Definitely water is a big key thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Getting the right nutrition. So of course, 3 meals a day. I won't go into it now. Everyone knows. I think if they read Google quickly
Yeah.
what a balanced
Yeah.
diet is, but also keeping snacks so you don't wait till you're very hungry and really lulling.
Mm-hmm.
Have
Mm-hmm.
nuts and apples, things, healthy snacks as well.
Yeah.
A big thing is movement though. When you're moving, your blood is flowing around your body, you're delivering oxygen and you're delivering nutrients around your body. And
Mm-hmm.
muscle contains a lot more nutrients, a lot more enzymes and protein than anything else. So you want to think about how to feed your muscles, how to increase your muscle mass and be safe. So a mixture of mobility, so the frequent stretching, and then
Mm-hmm.
the movement. So if that's for you is yoga, cardio, HIIT, whatever it is that helps your mind and your body. You can do that you could perhaps do 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the evening.
Yeah.
If you a lot of people reach a big lull in the afternoon. So that is a prime time to go and do 5 minutes of movement, because
Mm-hmm.
that almost
Mm-hmm.
automatically send that blood flow around. You'll feel
Yeah.
refreshed. So some deep breaths and a little bit of movement, you're going to feel amazing. Um, just
Amazing.
five
Yeah.
minutes. I think people forget, it just takes that. But whatever you focus on, your energy goes there. So if you're feeling that big lull, you're feeling sluggish, it's probably because the blood
Mm-hmm.
is not flowing so well.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a bit low blood sugar. You don't need to go do much. You can literally walk outside, take some deep breaths. You'll feel better from that.
Mm-hmm.
You can do some squats. You can do some push-ups. You can do a little twist. In Qigong, they do this little twist to send energy around the body. That's a Chinese
Yeah.
form of movement, and just
Yeah.
that also helps you. So there's many, many things that you can do in 5 minutes to help
Yeah.
rejuvenate.
Wow. Amazing. Okay. So this is like a lot of information, which is definitely very useful to our audience. But considering that, okay, majority of our audience would be people who are working in the DevOps industry or software testing and quality assurance. Majority of these people are obviously in high stress jobs, sitting in front of the desks, meeting like deadlines on a day-to-day basis. If you had to suggest top three things that they should start doing today, what would that be?
Mhm. Absolutely. If you can rotate between sitting desk and standing desk,
Yeah,
definitely do it.
yeah.
Um, and If you can take some deep breaths and stretch and just remember to do that a few times a day, absolutely
Hmm.
do it. So just the twisting and the deep breaths is a key one. And
Yeah.
my number, if you have to sit for hours and hours and hours, just try and avoid chin poke. So chin poke just puts a lot of strain on your neck, on your brain. You get headaches, you
Mm,
get all kinds of issues. So
mm-hmm.
just bring your chin.
Ah,
That is
got
top
it.
three.
Amazing. These are like very actionable, very simple to use. And okay, cool. This is amazing. And
Thank
lastly,
you very
and
much.
we also like people know that you are one of our NSTC speakers. We have the National Software Testing Conference happening this month on the 23rd and 24th of July. Could you enlighten our audience on what you'll be talking about and why it'll be great for them to attend your speaking session?
Thank you. I'll be covering all of this, but in broader detail. So in 20 minutes, I'll just give a quick snapshot of 10 pain points around the body and the mind that you might be affected with at work from purely a seated posture and that kind of work stress that we've spoken about. And then 10 tips on how to reverse it and how the company can also support you and help you. So not only for the employee side of things, point of view, 10 actionable tips to help your well-being and just feel better throughout the day, but 10 tips from a company point of view on how they can support that as well. So wellbeing strategies and how to work with external individuals like myself as well to help
Yeah.
support that.
Amazing. Yeah, these are definitely things that I'd love to learn about because I can practically, apply them in my work life on a
Mhm.
day-to-day basis. So pretty excited about your speaking session and I'm looking forward to it. But thank you again for being a part of
Thank you
the
very
podcast
much.
today. And yeah, I'm
Thank you.
looking forward to meeting you at the conference.
Very much looking forward to meeting you. Thank you very much for having me today. I really appreciate it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Liz.